Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the host of Bombs Away, Mr. Jonathan Young.
You're okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, how'd you like that movie? Hell yeah. How many people, this was their first time seeing it? Anybody in the audience? Are you serious? Whoa, I'm excited. A little bit of news. How many people, is their first Bombs Away show as well? Let me see, show of hands. Oh, wow. Okay, welcome. So normally we have me and my co-host, Tyler, perform the show for you every night. But unfortunately, Tyler...
Bad at planning.
Yeah, he got scheduled for work. No, actually, he is planning a wedding, and I wanted to congratulate him from everybody here at the audience. Hey, Tyler, we're here at Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D, and the audience has a very special congratulations for you for your wedding. Here it is. So, I just wanted to send that out to him. He'll get it in a second. He'll probably reply. So, I do have a very special guest for you tonight. Those of you who are familiar with the show will be very familiar with the original co-host of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Mr. Jared Seifert.
Yay! Woo! Gonna set that down.
Now, Jared, you took a sabbatical from the show as well.
Yeah.
And now you've most recently been with us.
Sabbatical means returning, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems like you have. You were with us for Nightmare, and now you're here for another great franchise.
I'm only back for the fun ones.
I know. But you remember how we start this thing, don't you?
Taglines.
That's right.
Give them to me.
We got taglines for this movie, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Meet Jason in a whole new dimension.
Yeah. So I definitely, I'd never seen this movie before, but I watched the previews for it, and all of the preview is just 100% about being in your face, out of the screen.
Yeah.
We get it. We know it's 3D.
A new dimension in terror. Same thing.
Yeah.
Camp Crystal Lake's bloody legacy.
In a new dimension.
I love how also it's just like, yeah, this is part of it. This is part of the legacy. There you go. That's the tagline that we wrote.
We're trying.
A new dimension in terror. There's nowhere to hide. We dare you to try.
And hide in this dimension.
And the last one. Join Jason in the woods if you dare.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to be all over that joke.
No.
Oh, he's not your type.
No. I don't go cruising for Jason. I don't like those guys without a head when they're just torsos. Yeah. It's not my kind of profile I go for.
He's mostly just neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a thick neck, though.
All right.
That's not a sexual thing. Just during the movie, I was like, whoa. You should talk to someone.
He's got like a quadruple chin going on.
There's no chin.
With a budget of $2.3 million, ladies and gentlemen, an opening weekend gross of 9.4 and a total domestic gross of 36.7 million, with butcher knives to the head, threading needles through the skull, pitchfork body hangs, pitchfork through the stomach, clubbing to the head, throat slitting, harpoon eyeball, harpoon bullseye, people split in half, knives to the throat, electrocution lights out, fire poker pokes, eyeball pop-outs, hands chopped off, hangings, axes to the head, and reanimated corpses of a killer's mother that doesn't quite make sense. With a 5.7 on IMDb, a 30 Metacritic score, and a 12% Rotten. Boo. This movie's great. It's 1982's Friday the 13th, Part 3, 3D. Let's make some noise and let's drop some bombs tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
Oh, probably Debbie having an orgasm. How come you never scream when we have sex?
Give me something to scream about.
Relax. Be yourself. You be yourself.
You look like this.
God damn it, Shelly. Why do you always have to be such an asshole?
Beg your pardon. I'm not an asshole. I'm an actor.
Same thing.
Shelly, what are you doing in there? Why aren't you down at the lake with everybody else?
Oh, they said they were going skinny dipping. I'm not skinny enough.
All right. So I wanted to start tonight's discussion out with just like the movie does. We're just going to actually play you 12 minutes of the last podcast we did for part 2. No, I'm not actually going to do that. But this movie's that like it does this for the first. Anybody who's familiar with the Freddy franchise, at least the first 4 is just like, hey, if you didn't take a chance on us before, like, fuck it. Here's 10 minutes from the last movie to catch you up. Like,
and
it does not
kind
care.
of why I thought I had seen it before. Not like I had been like, no, I've been to this movie, but I was like, I'm pretty sure the last movie I saw of this started out with the last movie I saw of this.
That's exactly
and so
how
I
it
didn't
goes.
know what was happening.
Wait till you get to part 4 where it actually shows all 3, just like catches you up. Yeah.
Nope, that's a fever dream.
Yeah, there's so much. So I also love how this movie blatantly is like, hey, guess what? Also, we didn't do anything to the second movie when it comes to 3D. So yeah, don't put your glasses on because we're just going to tell you right now so you don't go out to the theater and complain. Like, we don't have time for that. Like, just watch the movie. So we're taken through the end of part 2. What I cannot get through when it comes to this movie is the fact that our final girl here cleavers him through the shoulder and he's just walking around the whole movie like this.
He too like takes it out with the arm on the opposite side, which like I'm okay flexible, but I don't think so.
He takes it out? I didn't see him take it out.
How else did it get out?
Oh, I guess because the handle. Well,
and it shows his arm go whoop, and then he's like, okay. And
he did kind of slither away, like,
Slithers
oh no, like his legs were the thing that was affected by the cleaver in his shoulder. But yeah, the movie just starts off strong with that sexy disco beat, guys. Right?
It was kind of like Werewolf Bar Mitzvah, but it didn't know it yet.
Wait, what?
30 Rock.
Oh, I have no idea.
Spooky, scary Werewolf Bar Mitzvah.
I have no idea.
Does no one else in here know it?
It didn't sound like it.
All right, go watch a TV show.
We're here for movies, sir.
Sorry. I'm cross-platformed.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, this beat is sick. This is the kind of thing where, what? I love this.
No,
okay.
you said this beat is sick.
It is sick. Right?
It is good.
Yeah, like it's like a porno beat.
It is. It is.
It gets funky, right? And then we're introduced to 2 characters that, I don't know, we seem to stay on entirely too long. Like, so we're introduced to this woman and this man who run this like little shop.
And a bunny.
And a bunny. And we are taken through a day in this guy's life. Like, he is eating like the food off of his own shelf because I guarantee nobody else is eating it. And we go through him literally getting the shit scared out of him. To the point, like, a rattlesnake scares this man, and he runs to the shitter.
It killed all the bunnies. My brother goes, this guy has no sense of purpose in his day. He just walks around aimlessly and does what he pleases. And I was like, he kind of does. He just wandered for a full 24 hours.
Well, he also proceeds to wander directly off the pot when he gets, like, hears something before wiping.
You know how many people don't wipe their butt in this movie?
There's plenty of people. Okay, well, wait a minute. Hold on. If we're talking about the other guy in the outhouse in the movie, there's a movie that we just watched in which a man goes to an outhouse when there's a bathroom upstairs. This is what's going on in this movie. Who chooses the outhouse?
There was some guy in 1982 that was watching it, and he was like, want to get away? And he's the founder of Southwest. It's a joke if you fly Southwest. Want to get away? You're like, I don't want to be in this house anymore. I just got to go outside and shit. I want to get away.
Okay, so there's something, and I was unfortunate enough. I did not prepare a clip for this, but did anybody else see something wild? I'd never seen it before. I've seen this movie tons of times as a child. Did anybody actually see how Jason procured his shirt in the scene? Anybody? Show of hands.
Take
Anybody
it
see
off
it?
a clothesline.
So like, yeah, but like it was an actual like cutback. So basically you see him and he walks across the screen and there's like 2 shirts hanging. It cuts to her and immediately comes back and he's gone and so is a shirt.
They cut out the scene where he's like,
this one's wrinkly.
this one was freshly purchased and hasn't been ironed yet.
Just like our Jason tonight. So yeah, that I just found that wild. Like I've seen this movie so many times and I've never actually seen him get the shirt. I just always,
I wish
like, was he walking around shirtless before that?
What?
I just imagine.
I'm curious now.
Right? He went from plaid and hillbilly, like, what are they called? Overalls. Yeah, thank you.
Well, imagine if he actually took like the mask and the skin suit from the guy. And that was Jason?
No.
His wetsuit.
No.
He was just like,
skin. I was like, skin suit. Jesus Christ, that's the wrong movie.
Skin. Yeah, he takes the guy's skin off. He's like, this is a fine.
Hi, I'm Shelly. I'm still fat. I love Shelly, guys. One of the best characters in
You
this
don't
film.
say.
I love Shelly. Oh,
Do you
why?
connect with him a lot?
Shut up. Wouldn't you if you look like this?
He's real hard on himself for a dude that's like, hey, he's okay.
Yeah, but I think he
was in Animal House, right?
No, no, but it does look like a flounder.
Animal House.
Yeah, but it's not.
Flounder, that's Little Mermaid. Come on. Oh, this is a movie podcast.
Flounder is the name of the guy in Animal House. Anyway, so I love Shelly. I love the character. I think it's one of the more fun characters in the entire franchise. And we have to give it to Shelly because Shelly gives Jason his mask. That's like, right? Clap for that, right?
Yay.
What you don't have to clap for is the fact that Shelly seems to have a bunch of masks, which makes me think he had planned to murder everyone. And he also has like an entire wig hair prop, like with a cleaver in it. Like his actual friend is Tom Savini. Like he has the weirdest assortment of stuff for him to just go, I just want you to like me. It's like,
was everything that was
a hobby.
In his box about him, was it just gags?
Oh, the box in which like she's like, what's that? And he's like, you'll see. Like it's real weird.
So
he's
it's
like,
just
I got my whole life in here.
It's just his props.
Yeah. No, it's just the head
of his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
He's like, she didn't love me.
Yeah. Yeah. They were going skinny dipping and I can't skinny dip. It's like all his things are like, I'm like, too real, bro. I got you. It's okay. Leave the shirt on. Put the wetsuit on,
You're
buddy.
the only person that's cried
Put the
watching
wetsuit
Friday
on.
the 13th.
Yeah, right. Everybody's skinny dipping. Put the wetsuit on. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, people will be like, that's Shelly. And I'll be like, they think I'm funny. I'm just fat.
We don't think you're funny.
I know, that's me. Guys, should I leave? Put a wetsuit on, come back. Will it be better for you? So we're established to all these like new groups of characters, right? And
yes.
I have to say, once again, like I feel in this movie that we have a really solid group of people that like some of them have a really great story arc, right? Like I actually love our final girl in this film. It doesn't make any goddamn sense that she apparently like woke up in the middle of the night, was like maybe raped by Jason, and then like fell back asleep. He was like, I'm not into killing yet.
Why
like,
did he?
Right? Why did he leave her alive? That was weird, right?
Yeah.
Like, why was that a backstory? Why was that a part of it? But I will have to give him, if that's the backstory, and that's why she's afraid to come back to the lake, right? Like, what a crazy, tragic character arc for this character to literally come back to the lake, and there's the same dude, and then she has to fight him to death. That's wild.
But did she fight Or Ron.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
she fought a
She
bit.
hit him with a club. She
and a
could have and should have kept clubbing
Yeah.
in that moment, you know? And
this club.
this movie has an amazing sense of suspense compared to other Fridays.
Yeah.
Right? Like the whole ending action sequence where like she straight up like she gets in the van, then there's no keys, then there is keys, then there's no gas, then there is gas, like all of that. And like it's good. Right?
The gas was
Yeah.
actually just the car on the bridge and the tires were farting.
Oh yeah.
It's like
yeah. So we're also introduced to this couple, and pardon me, and if you know the name, shout them out, because you know, I don't know, it's been a day.
white person number 2.
But
White person number 3.
I'm gonna call them the couple. Okay.
Which one?
Okay. No, that's hippies. Okay. There's
that's
hippies
fair.
and there's the couple. Preggers.
Well, there's hippies, there's pregnant couple, and
Right.
there's
They're not a couple.
father and daughter couple.
Oh.
They look like her dad.
Yeah. But I'm your stepdad. Oh, perfect. That'll be great in 30 years on Pornhub. So yeah, okay, yeah. So I'm talking about Prager's couple, okay, and so we have that, and I like their through line because it seems like she's pregnant when she wants to be, but then when she wants a beer, she's just straight up like, give me a beer.
Well, that was before fetal alcohol syndrome was invented. People were like, medical's always been around. Science, come on.
So I watch them and I enjoy their antics, especially because like they're totally like riffing on each other the whole movie.
Yeah.
Right. And then we have hippie couple, right? Which is another like wild stereotype. Like he's like it's literally like they're ripping off Cheech and Chong like right in front of you, but like one doesn't have a beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Also, were they shoving mushrooms in their mouths? What were they eating aggressively when the cops were pulling
Well, they were
over?
They were eating weed more than likely.
Ugh.
Yeah, that sucks, right? But okay, so everybody here saw how much weed that they stuffed in their mouth.
Okay, so
right?
here's a story. Someone I know, definitely not someone in this audience, thought once that you could blend up weed and put it in like a milkshake.
Okay.
It didn't go well for them.
I mean, did you get high? I know he's talking about you. All right.
So eating it like that does not work.
Okay. Well, I'm not as much concerned about how high they got, about how much they actually ate, and then how
that's
much
a
they
lot.
actually seem to still have throughout the movie. Could you imagine if they actually got around to eating it all in that van? Yeah. Crazy.
Just vomiting.
Right? So the cops pass by. They're not interested in them. And then we get to our cabin, Higgins Haven. So immediately I'm like, I love this cabin, right? It's a nice looking cabin. I love spiral stair. Okay, I'm going on a whole weird thing. That's weird. I'm like, I love spiral staircases.
Country craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I love home and garden television.
Just wish it had some antlers on the wall.
What is my problem, right? I love a little body sprayed over here, a little body hanging from the wall.
Maybe a bass ump on there mounted.
No, I just think it's a really cool cabin in design. Like just the set itself. I really enjoy this. Guys, I love this movie. I'm fanboying out. Like, but
Your boner's poking out.
damn. All right, we'll continue.
It's a visual gag.
So,
podcast.
yeah, nobody at home can see the boner. So what I enjoy about like now that we're on the lake and things is the fact that Jason. This is the weird part for me about Jason is really trying to dig down deep into his psyche, right? So like first, Jason apparently saw but Alice from the first movie kill his mother, chopped her head off, right?
Yeah.
Right. Then at the beginning of part 2, he takes his revenge on Alice.
No, at the beginning of part 2, he sees Alice chop his mother's head off again.
Yeah. Yeah. Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he kills Alice and takes his revenge, right?
Yeah.
So after that, what is the point? He got his revenge, right? So like at this point, he's just got like a kill boner.
Well, see, this is one of those movies that I thought established the whole like murder rules in murder movies, you know, And
Yeah.
so I was like,
Don't have
everyone has
sex,
to
don't
do
take
something bad
drugs,
to die. And
right?
then I was like, our girl that was on the other side of Shelly, like she was the one matched up with Shelly.
Hot pink.
Yeah, she did nothing. Salmon. It's salmon.
Okay.
So she did nothing throughout the film bad at all. And she got murdered for no reason. And I was like,
No.
what?
Shelly said it, bitch. He did. Okay, that's a weird part too, because like she did nothing wrong.
Shelly's a nice guy.
Yeah. She did nothing wrong. She straight up was just like not interested.
She got his wallet out of the water after
Yeah.
keeping it.
Yeah. She let him tag along after he scared the shit out of everyone.
Yeah. She was
Yeah.
like, it's not that I don't like you. I just don't like what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just kind of partially you.
Yeah.
Still.
right? Damn.
So I
bitch.
don't like all of you.
Yeah. So, yeah, I find it very interesting, like you said, that she doesn't really have an arc. She's not what.
She was just like, hey, who do we kill with a harpoon gun? Who actually brings a real harpoon gun as a joke to a lake? What are you going to harpoon? That floating log? God, I'm mad about that.
He was sitting in the back, if you didn't hear him, upset about the floating log.
It would have been like on the shore.
It's a log. It has
I know it's a log.
Buoyancy. Like why?
And the waves would have taken it to a shore.
But it can float back out.
You're right. It was
Why
windy the
are
night
we
before.
semanting on this?
You got into it.
Yeah. So I just want to move on past the log, okay, for a second.
To the end of the movie. Great, thanks.
Yeah. No, so yeah, Chris is our final girl, and Chris is what is his name? What's Eyeball Pop Out's name, guys?
It's her dad.
Rick. Thank you. Her dad. That's
Dad.
right. Yeah. Rick.
Rick's dad.
Rick is also a person in this film who is trying his hardest to, I don't know, not, would you call it be a nice guy? Like he seems like he's just trying to get busy a
Seems
little
like
bit,
he's trying
right?
to lay his daughter.
Okay.
It was real weird a lot of the times throughout their relationship.
Well, there be time like, and that's the thing is like Chris knows what he's doing and is so not even paying attention to that. Like she, like it's for example when he's hoisting the hay bales, right? And she's
he's got it halfway lifted, and then he turns around, where it's like you can clearly see that that's not a hay bale on that hook.
he can clearly feel it. He already just picked up a hay bale prior to that, right? So and he's literally
God, this hay's fat.
He's literally as he's hoisting, he's like, I'm thinking that me and you should spend 3 to 4 hours each day fucking, right? and like basically like pitching himself that he should like and those two should get it on. And she's not paying remotely any attention. She's just on the rope being like,
Don't fall. Look seductive. My hair's caught in the pulley. Okay, it's out. It's fine.
And he's just like, God damn it. This girl is way hard to get, right? And that's when Shelly pulls that prank that everybody screams. And then Rick is like, hold on, let me get my shirt on. He's like, what's
My
going
bare
on?
chest, no.
Right? And Shelly's just pulling another axe in the head prank, right? With the fake hair and the dome and and the big dome. And at this point now, Chris thinks that Shelly's an asshole, doesn't want to be anywhere near him. The group starts to split up because of this. And that's where Shelly is like, I gotta get out of here. I really fucked up. Right? Like he's like, nobody likes me.
No one likes practical jokes about murder.
Damn, that's literally the only thing in my suitcase.
All I know how to do is die and pretend to kill people.
I didn't even bring a change of clothes. I just bought the
I just
suit.
packed this like file briefcase of gags. What was that case anyway?
It's what you said, a briefcase just full of practical jokes. Yeah, he's like the Pee Wee Herman of the lake.
Ill-prepared. I was thinking of Pee Wee's Playhouse whenever all the windows were like, my turn. My turn. The door's turn.
Hey, Jason, what's the word of the day? Kill. Yeah. So, thank you. So now we're at the convenience store, and yeah, I guess it makes sense. It's 1982 New Jersey. Somebody's got to be racist. Because she's like, sorry, we don't accept food stamps here, right? But the weird part is that she immediately then turns and goes, Shelly, I need money. Was she legitimately trying to use food stamps?
I guess.
So like at first I was like, ooh, racist. And then I was like, wait, she was trying to use food stamps. Right? I'm sorry, we don't have a credit card to run the EAP card. We can't do it. Oops, sorry. Am I the only one who knows how that works?
Well, then I love like the wallet falls to the ground. Like biker chick picks it up and she's like, you got to ask for it back. You don't want to be rude. And I was like, well, you just kind of stole off the floor. So you kind of started the rude chain here, lady.
Yeah. Yeah. She's straight up
follow
ready.
Your own rules if you're going to be a butt about it.
Ready to rob. Here's the crazy part is though, like, these bikers, are they local? Are they also passing through? Because if they're local and they're just sitting around waiting.
They just got separated from their Stomp tour group.
Oh, is that because she was in the barn? Yeah, okay. I was like, what? But I got it now. So
it was either that or Bloomin' group. Let's be real. She wouldn't shave her head. She's got great hair.
Oh, but Jason's ready for it.
Yeah, Jason was, he was,
paint my face blue, let's go. So basically now they get into a quarrel with that group. They punch out the windows. And then in one of the wildest moments for me where I'm just like, this is just unbelievable, right? Is they go back and they straight up like pull up and there's Rick and he's like, what happened to my car? And he's like, yeah, couple bucks might buffer it out and leaves. Like straight up, just like, let's get out of here. There's no explanation. Even Salmon Pants is just like, yeah, we're real sorry. So, good luck with your car. Yeah, it's weird.
Hope it doesn't rain.
That to me, that's wild because like, and even he's just way more calm than he should be. He's like, that's it. I've had it. If you're not gonna sleep with me and people are busting out my windows, I'm out of here.
Come on, Herbie the love bug. Let's go. And like, burp, 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 burp.
Okay.
They drive off.
And so they drive off, they get out of there, and then the group is now more alone, right?
Yeah.
And this is where the bikers are like, let's settle the score by having a complete felony on our record and burn down the barn.
I was like, it's one thing to steal someone's gas. That's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, fun joke.
Can't make it
You're
past
not
the
getting
bridge.
back to work on Monday, you know? But
let's burn a barn down.
And create a forest fire probably in the process.
A barn that, hold on, has a random severed cow's head that's covered in cobwebs? Was I wrong in seeing that?
No, that was there.
I couldn't see a lot through those glasses.
Well,
but I did look like a severed cow's head covered in cobwebs.
I do have to say,
hanging from a rope. Yeah, I really hope so. Because otherwise, this family's just got some real creepy stuff going on. Sleeping with daughters.
He brings up a good point. He brings up a good point, right? When it falls, Shelly's just like, stupid cowhead. He was just like, damn it.
Man, I hated that joke I planted. It scared me.
Yeah. Man, that was supposed to be for day 2 when we went barning.
Yeah.
Barn? I don't know.
We break into barns, but we start with our own.
I didn't know what happens in a barn. I was like, we go barning. Baling hay. I don't know. There was no animals. There wasn't a single animal in the barn.
Why? 2 with the hay. Sorry, I just backtracked. No reason for it.
Yeah, you're right. Why was he baling hay?
My dad always talks about buying
heisting
horses, but he just buys hay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Why are you telling your dad that? He knows. See what I did there? Full circle.
Came back around.
So yes, they try to burn down a barn, and they all die.
Well,
there's
Okay,
hold
no,
on.
this is wild though, because the first girl, right? She goes in there and then she swings on that rope, right? Just making all the noise in the
She's
world.
like,
For somebody who's about to commit arson, they are just like, wee! I'm having a great time.
You guys bring the lighter.
Yeah.
Shut
Right?
up.
And then she's swinging and he looks up and he's gone, right? So what happened to her? Because like
She got pitchforked.
yeah, but I mean, like, did he straight up like grab her like as she swung in and then like throw her up in the air and toss a pitchfork
See,
at her?
this
Like,
is
how
why
did
I'm
that go
upset.
down? How did that like just like
I
she's
want
like
that to
"Whee!"
be
and this is
it.
like fuck and then what? Boom, baby!
No.
Like Jason has amazing kills in this film.
There's too many kills in this film that actually are not shown on screen. And that's one I would have loved to see if he just like she swings backwards and he grabs her by like the back of the neck and then throws her and she hits and she's like, ugh, and then she's like, ah, ugh. And then,
That would have been great.
it's a lot of noises, but it probably would have looked good.
They're like, we can't technically throw her into
They're
the
like,
camera,
we don't know
so
how to
we
figure
can't do
out
that
rigging
effect.
in this barn.
Everything needs to come at the camera, and you're just like 150 pounds worth of something we can't break the camera with.
3D's effects don't look good with full bodies. We need sticks
All
and
sticks.
yo-yos and things that are
The yo-yo is the best effect.
that we got too much of.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, we did it real good. Let's keep going. Okay, so a little bit of trivia.
5 scenes of yo-yos.
A little bit of trivia on the film is that like every single 3D shot had to be done 30 to 40 times just in repetition. Okay. The fire poker was just like, let's just keep pointing it in until we think we got enough. Shelly throwing the wallet towards the camera literally took 30 takes because he was continually afraid of either hitting the DP or hitting the camera and breaking
I
it.
bet he does have a fear of DP. Cheap shots, I know.
And so these shots just took forever, right? So, and they were using a brand new 3D technology at the time and 3D cameras that had never been used before and doing like really cool crane shots and things that would elevate the camera to a point that they could push in as far and get as much depth as they possibly could back then. And that's no cheap shots on this, because I think that's fascinating in the style of filmmaking. They sat there and they said, how can we make this film different? How can we jump outside the box and say we're not just going to have another backwoods like killer? How can
By
we
jumping
push
outside
the limit?
of the screen, they jumped outside of the box.
So they jumped outside the screen, and then they also like The Mask is a really great piece of history that they still halfway through like writing the script or like starting like being on set, they still had no idea. They knew what they wanted Jason to look like underneath. They did multiple sculpts of it.
I'm surprised he didn't like, hey, you guys.
Oh, he did.
That was him in the window.
Yeah. Oh, where he goes. Yeah, it's just stuck up in the attic during that dream sequence. I don't know, but yeah. When it comes to The Mask, every single person on set happened to just like be in like a minor league hockey, and they just saw The Mask in somebody's gym bag and was just like, "Can we use this?" And that's they sculpted it from there and scuffed it all up, and that's the mask that we have on screen. That's wild, right? And now it's iconic. It is absolutely iconic.
I didn't realize how many things are flying out of this poster.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of things going on. You're welcome.
Yeah.
So now
3D.
the girl biker gets killed. The other guy gets stabbed by a pitchfork, and then
Chain fist.
Chain Fist comes in, and he
There's
discovers
a lot of
body.
surviving in this movie that I was not expecting.
I didn't understand was that
Well, so how was Chain Fist killed the first time?
he gets clubbed,
Okay.
so he just
Yeah,
keeps
you can
clubbing
survive
him,
that.
right? And you can hear the mashing of the thumping, yeah, right? But I guess
Like
this is the
clubbing a
one time
shoulder.
Jason like doesn't decide to finish the job,
Yeah.
right? Just so that guy can have a pointless death later.
Well, they needed like a distraction. They were like, well, we killed everyone who could still be alive.
Right. That guy
They were
literally
like,
burst
we
out.
already wasted that
guy-
one guy coming back to life with a slit throat.
Yeah, that guy literally bursts out of that pen at the end of the movie being like, I'm about to challenge stereotypes. And then they're like, oh, too late. No, sorry. But yeah, you like that one. Yeah, it's 1982.
He didn't die first, though.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't die first. No, like he's like 5 in.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty good.
But no, actually he'd be like 13 in. There's 13 deaths in this film. So he is the last death, right? If you don't count Jason, which we don't count Jason because Jason's still actually technically alive in the next movie because 2, 3, and 4 actually all happen on the same weekend. So guys, what you actually watched tonight was Saturday the 14th. What?
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Right?
There's also, so I did watch one of the trailers for this movie. Well, I said that already. But in the trailer, they were like, Friday the 13th is an unlucky number. But so is 1 through 12. So I guess that makes sense that there are 13 deaths, but they said it in the trailer?
I guess. Were you disappointed by this?
No, it's just a weird thing to say in a trailer. Like, they're all going to die if you count how many there are.
Okay. I mean, I guess they're saying like each death, you're going to be unlucky. You're going to die, right?
September 1st, 1 death. September 2nd, the second death. And it just goes.
Okay.
It's just the worst calendar. The worst advent calendar of life.
Oh, machete through the groin.
I thought you were going to be like, oh, Miss Machete. Oh, I liked her. She was my favorite teacher.
Yeah.
Died on the 5th.
So, all the gang members get taken out. We get a weird backstory from Chris that we discussed, right? Meanwhile, as
I
that's
fell asleep in the woods after my mother beat me. It was a lumpy tree and then a lumpy man? I don't know.
Rick, as soon as you dropped me off, I got into a huge fight. My mother punched me in the face. I left home. I fell asleep on a tree stump. And then a man took advantage of
Looking
me.
back on it, my mother might have been my father and I might have had a concussion. That probably sounds right. That's probably why I woke up in my bed.
Yeah. She wakes up in her bed with no idea how she got there, right?
Or underwear. We don't know.
Yeah. So
her and Rick are next to a neighbor's waterfall. Is that what you called it?
yeah, yeah. They're just sitting in front of a neighbor's like what looks like the little
water
waterfall that you
feature.
would have in your front lawn, like with koi ponds and stuff like that. And she's telling the story, and somehow they seem surprised that like the car would run out of batteries when you leave it like with the lights on with no engine running.
Yeah.
He's like, oh damn, I gotta get that car fixed.
Like,
yeah,
what
now
was that? It was the car shutting off. Have you ever heard a car shut off? I don't.
Yeah. So as that's all happening, the group is split up. Like Preggers and her man are going to go up into the hammock and they're going to have a good time in the hammock.
Stoners are still on the couch.
Yeah. And then Shelly is like, hey, I just juggled. So you like
just
what
had
you
a
see?
juggle
and she's like, yeah, not a chance. And that's when those two split off. But Shelly decides, he's like, let me double down on trying to get this girl by like jumping out of the water and scaring her with a hockey mask on.
I just still don't get the harpoon gun.
I don't know
One
what
thing, like, what was he going to do? Tickle her toes with it?
that's what I'm
Be
telling
like,
you.
oh, a harpoon.
That's what I'm telling you, where like I'm pretty sure Shelly was gonna kill everyone. Yeah. So I've so had it with all these people.
Shelly's like, well, I could trick him at first and then really ramp it up.
Yeah.
That was the original April Fool's Day plot.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah. Go watch that one.
Yeah. Anybody seen April Fool's Day here? No.
Oh,
Come on, watch some movies. No, that's fine. So basically now we get just kill after kill. Like Jason just goes to town. Like he's done messing around. He's watched them all day and now he's thirsty. Right. So
weird word choice, but yeah.
he distracts Shelly. Shelly goes to the barn, right? And that's when you see a kill. That another kill, like you mentioned, is off screen, right?
But he gets his throat slit, I guess.
What if it's not Jason? It's just Shelly who shaved his head while he was in the barn, and now he's on a rampage.
Shelly's not that cool. He's a nerd.
I know.
He sucks.
He doesn't have that many folds on his neck.
Shelly's in the barn smacking his own head on a beam. Like, I got to get a weird face.
Yeah. So now. Yeah. So
hanging upside down by a rope. Like, come on, I'll stretch out.
So in my favorite kill of this film, Salmon Pants is trying to get that wallet, and Jason just comes out with the harpoon, like takes his shot, hits her square in the eye, and then just mic drops the harpoon. He just straight up is like, did you see that shit? Did anybody see that shit? Because I am not doing it again. Like he just goes, right? And then walks to the house being like, I got some more shit to kill. Like,
he couldn't even be bothered to be like, she's dead for sure.
No, I mean, somebody's dead. You get a harpoon through the eye, you're dead.
Some people have gotten like nail guns to the head and they survive.
One girl got that metal straw when she fell on her coffee cup.
And then there was the guy a long time ago when he was making railroads. He got a metal spike through his head, like from his jaw up to the left side of his eye.
Okay, but this went through her eye, through the brain, through the left lobe, right out the back. Okay,
yeah, she's dead now. She landed in like swamp water.
You made
the flesh-eating bacteria ate her. And she survived.
When you do a harpoon drop, you made the kill. Yeah. Like you don't just do harpoon drops and then being like, you don't
just
alive.
Slit someone's throat and walk away and hope they survived. But we still had Shelly a second time.
That is weird because Shelly seems to survive a throat slash for at least 3 kills afterwards.
But Chain Fist survived a clubbing for a bunch more.
But that's a clubbing. He's just gonna knocked out. We're talking about a throat slit, and this guy comes and survives the length that it takes Jason to kill Harpoon and the 2 people upstairs, and then him to actually travel from the barn to the kitchen.
Yeah, and that guy did not handstand walk fast.
Yeah,
those were long kills. He was taking his time showing off.
Yeah, for nobody. Like who was he handstanding for? Like as soon as she saw it. And then like knocked him over and he gets up and he's like, you want a beer?
I was like, how do we put a machete in someone's penis? Make him handstand.
I do love that kill though. That kill is graphic.
For like half a second though.
Yeah.
It could be way more graphic, but it very much was like done. Didn't have much.
Yeah. So we get that kill. We get the girl in the shower. She discovers the body, and then she's reading Fangoria. Pretty damn awesome, right?
Godzilla, 25 years.
Yeah. Thank you. Damn right. Which Tom Savini, if you're unfamiliar, did the effects on the first movie and then returned for part 4. And, so many other things beyond that. Original Dawn of the Dead, Dusk Till Dawn. I'm just educating you.
Don't do this to me. I was like, that person that's been in this, and this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you. So now we get the hippies, right? And the power goes out. And
was it actually Mark Maron or was my brother being a jerk? Because I thought it was Mark Maron for the whole film.
It's not Mark
Okay, my brother was. He sounded like him. I was like, okay, ha ha. And then I was like, oh my God, what if he's right? Whoa. I think he smoked a bit more between this and a globe.
Hey, I heard you guys talked about me on your podcast. You want to come into my garage? Whoa. So not like that. That's where he does his show. Okay. So now we get Mark Maron thrown into the electrical box, right? And
which is to me just a weak kill.
Yeah.
It's like do something more creative than like you're short circuiting everything.
Right.
Well, the power.
Yeah, but you gotta have one that kind of initiates like a bunch of other stuff going on. And I love that too because Jason's been
throw the
sneaking.
machete at him from across the room and stab him into the electrical box, and then it's like more of a reason for there to be electricity. You're welcome.
I guess I'm just saying, like you gotta hold some kills off for the next movies. You can't just blow it all on this one.
Well,
yeah. So now he kills him, and then the power starts freaking out. And this is what's weird to me.
The power's like, ah.
Yeah, it just flickers on and off. And what's weird to me is that at this point, Jason doesn't care that he's alerted people to his presence. Like when he gets down to one person, he's just like, all right, there it is. There's a body over here. There's a body over there. I've set it all up
your
for
dad
you.
through the window.
I've kind of set up a scare zone throughout the house. I'm really trying to get John Merity to notice my work. So if you could just kind of run from room to room, I've set it all up really intricately, and I hope you're scared. Because that's what happens. Like she finds Shelly, and then she's like, Shelly's dead. And then runs around the house, finds the other people, goes back upstairs, somehow doesn't see Jason with a giant fire poker.
She finds the other people upstairs.
She did. She straight up was like, "Oh my god!" Like you don't like Shelly's dead, especially also Shelly's dead. You might want to check him again, just to be sure. This has happened.
Well, she
twice
did. Then
now.
she was like, "Blood on my hands." No.
Yeah, but he does blood and effects and things like that. That was weird to me.
Yeah. Well, it was so quick too that she ran upstairs and then ran back downstairs to where I feel like she ran upstairs and was like, I can't find anyone. It's not worth it. Go back downstairs.
Okay, but seriously, guys, also, how did the girl in the shower and then Chris not see massive amounts of blood from the guy that was chopped in half in the hallway? Massive amounts of blood. How was she not stepping in blood in bare feet on her way to the room where he is stored? How was there not blood everywhere in that room, all over the hammock? Where was the blood?
Yeah, but why would you knock on a door when the bathtub's clearly overflowing a room?
I don't know that either.
You guys okay in there? And it's like,
I don't understand. But what was Jason doing there? Setting up another scare zone?
He was cleaning the clothes.
Yeah,
he was like, well, I could wear these later.
So I have a theory. I think that Jason, after he got scared out of his shack in the last one and they knocked all the pillars down and everything, he's just looking for his next summer home.
This looks good to me.
Yeah, I got to clear out the vermin first. So yeah, he kills her with a fire poker. Chris and Rick come back, and then Rick is like, I'm going to go check it out alone.
Splitting headache.
Yeah.
It was an eye-popping scene. Oh, what?
I got a bad feeling about this. I'll go watch it by myself.
I just said it was going to be an eye-popping scene.
Sir, we'll
don't be mean.
I'm like, we'll take care of the bad jokes up here. Don't worry.
There you go. Be mean. That one works because we're the bad jokes.
We're making fun of ourselves. That's fine.
We suck.
There's no apologies.
No, you go home and be better than us, please. It doesn't take much. Look at us.
Yeah.
Two guys wearing Henleys. Ugh.
At summer camp.
Yeah, mine actually is from my
shirt.
summer camp.
Oh, that's sad.
See, you can't
For
go home
me,
and be
guys,
better than
because he
us.
could still fit in it.
Oh, okay. I was like, me. No.
Jared's going skinny dipping later. I can't join.
No, I don't have the wiener for that.
Oh, it's a cold time tonight, baby.
Yeah, I know. I thought they were going to say that when they were like, oh, I can't go skinny dipping. It's too cold out. But then he was like, well, I'm not skinny. And I was like, that's just a sad joke.
Hello?
Do you need something?
Okay.
Oh, I was like, what?
All right. So we got to wrap it up, guys, apparently. Basically, Chris is chased around the house by Jason. And I mean, this is kind of a solid ending anyway.
Yeah.
Like there's not much to riff
It's a nice
on.
final girl chase kill thing.
Yeah.
Because she fights back. She does. I lied about not fighting back.
Yeah. At this point,
she kind of does it. She sells it.
Yeah. She runs around the house. She fights. She saves her own. She hangs him, which was wild. And like that's the thing is like her arc is so great because she does fight back. She does overcome her fears and the reason why she didn't want to return. And then that's what makes her story so tragic is the fact that this poor girl goes mentally insane by the end of the movie, right? And then has this weird thing where she knows nothing about Jason's mother. How would she have that dream? No idea, right? So would you recommend this movie?
Yes.
Okay. Of course.
I would recommend it, but not watching it in 3D. I don't know if I just have bad eyes, but I couldn't see a thing for a lot of it.
No, it's dark.
I was
It's a dark film.
How? At some point, I closed my left eye and just pretended it was a black and white film. I was like, oh, it's kind of good black and white. Okay.
Yeah. No.
And then I just took it off, which is how I found out. In her flashback scene with Freddy, she is not in 3D in that scene.
Yeah.
She wasn't. I mean,
Yeah, because you were wearing your glasses.
I was like, she's not in 3D. She's not. It's not in 3D.
I would totally recommend this movie. It is my third favorite Friday. It goes 6, 4, 3.
Okay.
I love this movie. This is actually probably the one I've seen the most. So I would 100% recommend it. If those of you who are unfamiliar with how we rate films, we rate it from a scale of Jaws 1 to Jaws 4. Okay. It's a pretty fair scale. I mean, the way they degrade. So what would you give this film?
Jaws 2.
Okay. It's a Jaws.
Better,
It's a
but
Jaws
not
for
for
me.
me.
It's a masterpiece of Friday the 13th franchise. It really, it's great. Steve Mineri did a great job on this film. So
You'll like these.
So before we
Ish.
wrap it up, we've heard from us tonight, and we've heard a couple of comments from you guys out there. And normally we would do a Q&A, but we got to wrap it up here. But there is some people we still haven't heard from. It's called the internet. Ladies and gentlemen, these are 5-star reviews called from IMDb and Amazon. The first one goes, "This movie is pretty darn good," is the title. It's written by Justin Fenskak.
One of these was written.
He wrote it today.
Yeah, this is the one that was written today, and I was like, well, I can't.
You sure he
pass
didn't
this
write
up.
it for us?
I don't know.
Like
I would-
staging it?
No.
Okay, just want to be sure. A killer disco theme at the beginning and the end. Plus the intro of Jason's iconic hockey mask. It's also the first movie in the franchise to be shot in scope as opposed to the first two, which were shot in flat ratio, and also the only one to be shot in 3D. Not the current 3D, but the red and blue 3D that was part of the 1980s fad that was revived for a short time and ended with Star Chaser. 5 stars.
So these reviews have nothing to do with the movie.
Okay.
They're so bad.
He finds them for me. So the next one is titled "He's on the Third Round." Written by Ross Robinson, November 2003. Friday the 13th, Part 3, I think, wasn't a bad movie. Jason is back in another horror movie. He escaped in the last movie, which was Friday the 13th, Part 2. He is now returning. Clearly, he's now returning to Crystal Lake to kill more people who live in the same place he did years ago. I give this movie 10 out of 10.
That's wrong.
This was my goddamn house. I love Higgins Haven.
He's like a colonizer.
Get
Get the Native Americans out of here. This is my land.
This one's titled The Best of the Series, written by Horror 69 in 2002. Now, I haven't seen Jason X, so excluding Jason X, this is the best of the series.
Like Jason X could top it.
Because it's a good storyline, good acting, and very different direction, which rocks. I strongly urge you guys to get this out. This is the only one of the series you should see. It's the only one. And then the last one, Best in a Series, has one spoiler, is the title, by Josh Prowse in 2006. I've seen all the movies with our hockey mask friend in them, and this is my favorite one. The reason I love this part is because Jason is always doing something. He kills people with cool things like the gun.
Walking around sometimes.
He kills people with cool things like the gun thing when he shot that lady in the eye. And best of all, you get to see him a lot. Unlike on the 9th movie called Jason Goes to Hell, this is the only best of the Friday the 13th. But Freddy vs. Jason is way better.
Not. I'm going to tell you all now. I saw that in theaters.
You will like this movie and get some popcorn when you watch it and have a friend over at your house and you will have fun. That is about all I can tell you about this movie because I'm not good at explaining horror films.
It's like an 8th grader was like, I'm going to write a review today.
Get this movie and enjoy it. He finishes out. Ladies and gentlemen, if you had a good time tonight, let me hear you make some noise. We are Bombs Away. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll see you in a week for a hard ticket to Hawaii. That is September 21st at 7 o'clock. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. Woo!
This has been a production of Big Bulb Entertainment, executive produced by Jonathan Young. For more media and information, visit us at www.bigbulbentertainment.com. Big Bulb, what's your bright idea?